Hello and welcome. I am your host of Origin Spotlight, B. Zelda. My pronouns are they, them, and today we are talking about the long-awaited questions, badge registration. Very excited to finally learn about how all this is going to work. We are joined by the absolutely delightful Cynthia. Cynthia, how are you today?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm still really in love with your little, you got the little flippy out hair. It works.
It just needs out of your way. When you're working, you just need it out of your way, right?
Seriously. All right. So badge registration, there's been questions, there's been assumptions. What is this going to look like? Is it going to be as easy as we all want?
It is live now, and we have listened to the feedback from last year, and we are not on the same system as last year. I have been getting multiple emails of thank you. It was so easy. We are now on tabletop events, and it is so easy. You need an account with tabletop events. Once you do that, you just click a couple buttons and you're in. You can gift badges to friends. So, which would be
they have to have an account in order for you to gift the badge to them?
If they do not currently have a tabletop event, they will get an email that says so-and-so gifted you a badge. So if a lot of husband and wives or partners, spouses, friends, get badges together. So one person just takes care of it. This is an excellent way to do it where they can just check out.
That's fantastic.
So it's a wonderful thing. We have a couple of graphics coming up to kind of go through the process. The links are online. I said, actually, yes, you can pull it up. My first graphic that I sent you, Adam, is of the Origins page of where to go on the page.
Yeah, perfect.
We're just waiting for the graphics to come up. I just can't see them.
Here, let me send you a link. We're gonna have.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
I can go through on my side and okay. So the first image is just literally where you go. That is the front page of the website, and if you click badge registration, it will take you to the next one.
All right.
And then you have two different buttons here, and the badge registration. That's where you'll go to register. But then let me just mention again, I know you had Paul on not long ago talking about event registration. And if you've been thinking about registering for events, since you saw that video, right there is where you'll go. And miraculously, they both will take you to the same spot, which is the next slide.
Okay.
And so on that one, you will see both badge registration and submit events. We've already talked about submitting events, so we're going to go to buy a badge. And this is, if you notice, in the upper corner, I'm not logged on here, so I had to go through the entire process of what to do if I didn't have an account. Okay, so I will tell you when that step is gone. So if you hit buy a badge, you will come up to what type of badge do you want to buy?
I like options.
I like options as well. And not everybody can come to Origins the same amount of time. So let's take a moment here and discuss what types of badges we can get.
Yeah.
You can do the second one is the full show. That is just you come to the show. You get from Wednesday at noon until Sunday at 4:00. And you get all access to the show. This year, we have some exciting things happening that besides for premium events, it's included in the show.
Oh, so I think that's so nice as well.
It's wonderful. So before, where if you wanted to do a 2-hour RPG, you would have a $4 ticket. $4 ticket. It's included. You want to do a game of Wingspan, it's included. You want your werewolf ribbon, it's included. The boardroom, one of the, where you check the games out of the library, it's included.
That is the best perk too. Like the best perk.
And I know people have said, well, I don't use it. Well, now this is your opportunity to use it because you don't need to worry about it. You don't have to go through the process of, well, my friend has a boardroom ribbon, but I don't have a boardroom ribbon. Will they let us in? Everybody's allowed in because it's now included in your badge.
Yes.
So that is the full show badge. It's in there. There are a few premium events with like prize supports and tournaments and things like that there will be a cost involved. That cost is from the people running it for them to put on their event. We've included everything. So, but if you want to be and do something a little extra special for yourself, oh, by the way, a regular full show badge from Wednesday to Sunday is $95. If you want to do something a little extra special for yourself, you can do a very important gamer badge.
VIG.
It is the VIG badge.
Oh, I love it.
And with the VIG badge, you get access to the VIG lounge, and only VIG members are allowed in the lounge, which will give you seating and play space. It should be a little quieter than other areas. So just kind of, if you want to chill a little bit, we can't say it's a quiet room, because if people are in there playing, they're going to make some noise.
Yep.
But it'll be a nice spot to go. You also get a swag bag with games and other things from our sponsors. It will also include a special VIG t-shirt.
Do we know what that t-shirt's going to look like yet?
I do not know what that t-shirt is, but I'm curious as well.
Dying to know.
Hopefully we'll get a image up on the web at some point in time, but I'm not sure it's been designed yet. So
that's fair. There's still plenty of time. I just cannot get excited for these things.
But we know that it'll be just VIGs. You will also get early access to the Exhibitor Hall. So where the Exhibitor Hall normally opens at 10 o'clock on Thursday, you'll be able to get in at 9 o'clock on Thursday.
That's amazing.
So you can, kind of sneak in and see things before other people do.
Stress-free shopping.
Previously, only the media has been able to get in at that time. So now the VIGs can get in as well. Let's see. Oh, you'll get access to 45 minutes premium demos in the lounge by some of our sponsors.
Aww.
They're also going to have a private library that is provided by our sponsors in the VIG lounge. So you won't have to necessarily go to the boardroom to pick up your game to play. There will be a special library in the VIG room. Let's see. You'll also get early access to the hotel block when it opens.
Oh, nice.
And a limited edition lanyard and badge. So your badge will be printed very special, that it is different from everybody else's and that you are a VIG.
Okay, you also get a cool lanyard because I love collecting lanyards that I'll never wear again, but I want to look at them. So you've just listed off 25 reasons that this is a necessity. And
you never know, we might think of something else that we throw in there, but right now that's what we have in there. So, it's a good premium. If you want to spend the extra dollars to do something for yourself, we have their VIG badge. But not everybody can come all days. So we also have where you can buy the days individually. Okay. You can, so Wednesday, because we start at noon, it's only $30. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it is $45. And Sunday, because again, we end at noon and people are wrapping up, it's $25. Remember, the Exhibitor Hall is not open on Wednesday. So if you
they need that time to set up.
They do. They really do. Being a former exhibitor, they really do.
I've only heard tales.
But just so that you know, don't get just a Wednesday badge if you are adamant about seeing the Exhibitor Hall. Okay? Because if you decide you don't want your badge, there will be a fee for refunding it.
Good to know.
So, yeah. So there's a processing fee that's included. So so there's no way around it. We couldn't waiver it if we wanted to. So, but so there's those badge choices. So you would just click the type of badge you wanted. By the way, we do have a child badge. In a child badge, you will need a code to go with it. Every badge needed to have a price. So we put a price in there, but we also will give you a coupon code to take that price out.
Very cool. And I'm noticing that it's a child badge for children 12 years of age or younger. So if I wanted to bring like my 5 or 4-year-old nephew, I probably couldn't because he wouldn't be vaccinated. Is that right?
That's right. And I was going to get to that as well. Yeah. Because we have a vaccination and mask policy, because 5 and under, or if they can't be vaccinated, they can't come to the show, because we do have a mandatory vaccination policy. And we'll talk about what that will look like in a little bit. So anyways, you just click your badge, and then Adam, if we could get the next screen.
Yeah, and then really quickly for the VIG room, do you think like there would be special guests or celebrities that folks could run into there?
Yeah, we are going to have some premium events there that will be announced as they develop.
Okay. I mean, I might be.
Okay. The special guests. So I'm getting things in my ear that I'm not sure if everybody else is hearing. Okay, well, that's good to know. That's good. So I'm getting in my ear that it has been decided that our special guests will also get access to the VIG lounge. So you never know who you're going to bump into there.
Me, I'll be in there.
There you go.
No actual guarantees. I cannot.
Yeah, so we have a couple of special guests, nice special guests lined up, some cosplay. I'm hoping that a little note comes up to remind me of how to pronounce their names in the chat that is associated with this call. Because I am like blanking on how to pronounce the names. And so I'm hoping.
I'm so curious now. I want to know.
Satine Phoenix.
Is it Satine Phoenix? Yes, I've worked with her before.
See, I'm horrible with pronunciations. Yeah, I've been on calls, and oh my God, it looks like she's going to be a great special guest.
Yes.
Her husband is also coming, so
incredibly talented.
Yes, and full of energy, you know. So you never know whether you'll run into them there. So, yeah,
very excited for that.
Yeah, but so anyways, back to badges and how to register. So once you click which type of badge you have, I have clicked the Just the Full Show badge. And you would come up to the screen where it tells you what kind of badges. Now, since I did go with, do you want to log in or create your account? And I was not logged in. You would just click log in, and you would get to another screen that is incredibly simple. And it is literally as easy as logging in or typing this very simple. You're finding a username, your real name, your email, and you click that. You've created an account that easily. and then it will take you back to purchasing your badge.
I love it. I mean, who hasn't made 1,000 accounts? So you can probably do this with your eyes closed. You
really can. And it isn't a bunch of questions that you don't know. You know, we're not asking you for your firstborn. There was a lot, there were questions in the last system that people were, well, why do you need that? Well, we don't. We don't. Well, we did then, but I mean, like, this is just so simple.
Yeah.
A lot of people already do have tabletop events from other shows that they've gone to that Tabletop Events runs. While Origins is going to be the biggest event they run, you might already have an account with Tabletop Events.
Mm-hmm. A lot of small cons take advantage of Tabletop Events that I've come
Absolutely.
to learn.
They
which
do.
is absolutely fantastic.
I believe Gary Con is on it.
And Gamehole Con?
Yeah, so I think so. So that you might have Buckeye Fest, I think, might be on it. But you might already have an account with them. But when you go to log in, it'll tell you. It is that simple. From there, you go to it will take you back to buying your badge, and it'll pop up. And there is here's my one little, when I was going through the process, it has give to a friend in a little black box. Ignore it if you're just buying your own badge.
Okay.
If you want to then go and buy one for a friend, click the give to a friend, and it will give you options, and it will tell you that it will email to a friend.
So how will that work? Do they have to have an account in order to receive that, like, to be able to
they will get an email that says you have received a badge at this email, and in come and claim your badge.
Easy as that. Okay.
Yeah, it really is just as easy as that. So it goes through, and you do need to when you're clicking, you do need to hit the I agree button. It is black right now.
Of course.
And when you click the agree, you are agreeing to knowing about the vaccination policy, knowing that we need to wear masks. It won't let you buy your badge until you agree to the policy. Then you add it to your cart, and it literally is a checkout process from there. And something anybody who's been online has done in 1,000,001 times.
Right.
So I really can't express how simple this whole process is.
Well, okay, I got a little stick to throw at you.
Absolutely.
So the COVID policy. Let's say I am not vaccinated, but I've kind of missed somewhere along the line what the COVID policy is. I see that I have to accept that. I accept it and I buy a ticket, and then I realize, heck, I can't attend this con. I would just have to go through the refund process, because
you would have to go through the refund process, and unfortunately, there would be a fee associated with it. We just can't waive because there's processing fees that are part of the system that are not instituted by us, and I think it's $10. But I can't swear to that without going back and looking. But I think it's $10. But there are people who that would make a difference to them, but we just can't waiver it. There's no way around it. But yes, you do want to check that you know that there's a COVID policy.
Okay, y'all, there is a COVID policy, because as somebody who's never read terms and conditions in their life, I would see that and be like, yep, click. But I think we talked about this in probably our very first Origin Spotlight for this season. But mask, vaccinations.
Yes.
And then I think... Do you need a negative test if you aren't vaccinated? No. Okay, you have to be vaccinated.
If you are not vaccinated, you're not coming to Origins. We have a vaccination policy. We do not have a vaccination policy or policy. Perfect. It is vaccinations. The one thing that I do want to mention on here is discount codes. You have the spot for discount codes. We had people in our old system, and 2020 canceled. So a lot of people had badges for 2020. The funds that were used to purchase your badge for 2020 went onto an account if you did not ask for your refund. When the show canceled, Gamma sent out an email that said, here, we'll refund your money or roll it over to the next year. Everybody had the chance to use that in 2021.
Okay.
Not everybody could come in 2021. So some people still had the funds on their account in 2022. Saturday morning before registration opened, everybody who had funds on their account received an email with a code. That code was good for badges. If you had over the price of one badge, you got more than one code. You may only ever use one code per badge. Okay. So what we did, if you had over $95, is I broke it down into 2 bites. Say you had $110. I broke it down into 2 bites and gave you a discount code for $95, so you would get a free badge, and $15 for the remaining balance that you could then apply to another badge.
Cool.
If for any reason those amounts don't work for you, or you wanted them combined for a VIG badge, then email cynthia.tuck@gamma.com or gamma.org. I'm sorry. And I'll combine them for you. That was also in the email that everybody received.
Good. Okay.
But anyways, so all the information, the links and everything were in the email. If you did get the email and you had a balance, check your spam. But that code would go in the discount code at the bottom of the screen right before you add to the cart.
Okay. Awesome.
So I just wanted to be aware that that's where that code goes. If you had a balance, you got an email. If you can't find your email, let me know. I'll check your balance and I'll send you the new code. Every code's usable once, and every badge can only get one code.
Makes sense.
So, that's the only part that has gotten a little tricky with registration. Okay?
I love that, though. That's It's simple enough. It's just you got to be mindful of that.
Yeah, well, and just we couldn't just, because the system takes more than one convention, we couldn't just upload the funds to their account, because then those funds would be available for Bob's Con.
Yeah.
Well, Bob's not going to give you a free badge, or apply your funds when we hold the funds. So it has to go to your badge. So this was the best we could do. So, hey, Bob, we tried to get you to pay for it.
No luck.
No, yeah. So it is that simple.
That's amazing.
We are really asking and hoping that a lot of people take advantage of the registration process. If you don't, you can register on site, but you don't have to come and talk to me and my team at registration if you register in advance.
Ooh.
You will just be able to scan and go. You will have to talk to the vaccination checkers. Mm-hmm. And so let's talk about what coming into Origins will look like. You will come in and you'll stop at the vac check station. There you'll need to show either a photo ID, either a photocopy of your vaccine card or your vaccine card and an ID.
What about, I don't know if this is only something in Canada, but we have QR codes here.
Those, we don't have those down here. Okay. We need to see this, so we won't be ready to handle those.
Nope. Good for international folks. Make sure you have your vaccine information printed or in a PDF on your phone.
Yeah, and anymore, most people just we'll take screenshots of your. I know I carry one. I have it specially put on my phone because there's a lot of places that ask for your vaccination card. Mm-hmm. We will be checking. So the person you come to will check the name matches your ID, so that we know that this is your vaccination card. Perfect. We will check the date of your last vaccination.
It's got to be 2 weeks prior to entering. Yeah.
And if the other thing we'll look at, if it's Pfizer, you'll need 2. If it's Johnson & Johnson, you need 1. We will have a sheet of paper that these are nobody's going to take any notes. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to write down your name. Nobody's going to, we're going to take a quick look. Nobody, they're just checking these. Check it out, like the checklist. Yes, yes, yes. And hand you your wristband. We're hoping Perfect. It takes seconds. Remember, like when you were at that age where you might have been carded for drinking and they had the little sign, or you worked at the convenience store where they said you have to be this, we will have a date at all those stations that the vaccination has to be before that date.
That's so perfect.
So it's just, you'll go through, you'll get wristbanded, and you go on, and hopefully you'll be able to scan and go. Your badge will print along with any of the events you've registered for. Mm-hmm. You will be able to register for events in advance, even though they are included. You might want to, reserve your seat for your butt. Mm-hmm. You don't want somebody else taking that seat for that game, so reserve it, even though it's free.
You're going to want, yes, 100%.
Yeah. You want to make sure you got that seat. Mm-hmm. So go ahead and reserve it, and it'll print out with your badge. If you don't get that done, you can then come and talk to us. That will register you right there at the seat, right there at the show. Nice. So, okay. If for any reason somebody has messaged, what if your badge doesn't match your vaccine ID card?
Yeah,
we are not for the show. You will need a wristband mm-hmm. and a badge. They're checked individually. So if your badge has a different, like your nickname or something on it, because you've registered with your nickname.
Because I'm the example of this. My badge isn't going to have my government name, but my vaccine will have my government name. So
you're a perfect example. We will check the one at VacCheck and give you a wristband.
Okay.
Your badge has a total different entity, and it will just spit out with your QR code you get, because you'll be getting a QR code for scanning and go. Scan and go. That's what we're calling that area now, is scan and go. You'll just be able to scan and go. So to walk through the show, security will be looking for both badges and wristbands.
Okay.
So if for any reason, like at night, you rip off your wristband. That's fine. You'll just have to go back through VAC check again.
Okay, got to get you a new one then. That makes sense. I was wondering that too.
We're not going to, where you don't lose your badge. We will not be reprinting badges. If you lose your badge, you'll have to pay for another one.
Oh, heck, y'all do not lose your badge.
So don't lose your badge. There's no reprints on badge. Yeah, so, take good care of your badge. But if you happen to lose your wrist, some people can't sleep with a wristband on, and we realize that. And yes, it will be kind of an inconvenience to have to go back through VAC check, but we can just do that. You'll just have to do that if you can't sleep with it, But because there's no recording of VAC checking, we're just checking your information. You can come through VAC check as many times as you want to. We'll get, so if every day you rip off your wristband and need to come back through VAC check, that's fine. Just don't lose your badge.
Okay. And I understand this year's badges, they're a lot sturdier, the material.
Yes. So this is one of the reasons why I stress don't lose your badge, because we did end up reprinting some badges last year because they pulled off, and we weren't going to penalize people when they were so easily lost. This year we are going back to the smaller size, which will be hung right and not as easily lost. So don't lose your badge. We're giving you a better access to it, so don't lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's going to be very much sturdier than it was previously. So take care of your badge. In all my years of going to conventions, I've never lost one. But
not me neither, but it happens. I believe it.
Yeah, so leaving it in a hotel room will not get you another badge.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to walk back. Unless you want to pay for another one. I'll sell you another one.
We have the options. We have the table at the front. We'll have that registration.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the people who might come and register online, we have a military and educator discount online.
That's awesome.
On the badge things at the bottom. There is a button to click to apply for your military and or educator/librarian discount. Part of that is you have to upload your ID.
Okay, take a photo of it?
Yes, we just, there's always somebody who wants to game the system.
Oh,
and although we're a gaming con, so we don't allow this. And due to people taking advantage of a system, we now need to verify that you are what you say you are for your discount. Some people don't want to upload their ID. I'm okay with that. You can come and buy your badge at the show. You show your ID in person, and it will be much like the VAC check. Not taking any notes. I just need to see that it's you. And we'll give you the discount, no problem.
Okay.
Clubs also sometimes get a discount. So if you have a club, if you're a gaming club, and you meet our requirements, which are listed online, which you have to have, I believe, over 15 members. And hold on, let me quick jump to
we've got the club discount pulled up on YouTube now. 30% discount on your individual badges for up to 100 of your members.
Yeah, you have to have at least 15.
Okay.
And you fill out the application. You also need to register events. So for every person in your club, your club needs to have an hour of events registered. If you are a gaming club, you supposedly love gaming and are willing to teach other people games.
Yep.
This should not be a hardship to
accomplish.
To do some games. So, for an example, if I run the game Wingspan, one game of Wingspan for 2 hours, that gives me 2 hours. That gives my badge 30% plus 30% for somebody else. So it is easy to rack up those hours. And before we take any other perks or discounts or anything like that, those hours get applied to the club roster. So you submit us your club roster, and we will submit you the number of codes you need to give your roster 30%. But again, we need 1 hour of your time for a 30% discount. So that is
so worth it.
That's $28.50 if you buy a full show badge.
Yeah.
For doing something you love, playing a game with somebody else.
Doing what you would already do. Come on,
Exactly. So we don't think this is a high price for a club to do. This is, what you all get together for anyways, right? So we're giving you a very nice discount to run some events and get going. So,
so the tiers of how that would work, it would be, so you register for the events, you buy your badge, you sign up as a club. I remember in November. Oh, okay, yeah. Talk me through this a little bit.
Buy a badge if you were going to get a discount code. So if you are going to apply for any of these discounts, don't buy your badge.
That is important.
The discount cannot retroactively apply. Once you've bought your badge, you will have to refund it and pay the fee if you want to use any of these discounts, which really takes down your discount. So you probably don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Get your code, whether you're going to military discount, educator discount, library discount, club discount, GM badge, any kind of badge that is coming with anything other than a straight up purchase, get your code first.
Okay.
Or it will not apply. I can't refund it. I can't do 100% refund for you. There's it all over the place. We have this posted, but there will be people who miss it. And that's,
always.
And I'm sorry that, if it gets missed, but I just, we can't refund every badge and put the discount in. So get your discount before you buy your badge.
Okay. So let's go over this order again. Get your discount, register for events, then get your badge.
Close. It would be registered for your events.
Okay.
Because I can't give you your discount code until I know what events you registered for.
That makes sense.
So register for your events and then get your code. Clubs, we should be sending the codes out a little before events close, as long as you have everything in. GMs don't get their codes until after events close because we have to have them usually, because we have to have all, sometimes they'll put a few in at the last minute, we want to get your perks calculated.
Yes. Okay.
We need to calculate what you've earned. So we'll start sending things out right as the events start to end, because we want to get things approved and out. And as soon as we have it access, we will send you your code. We want this to go as quick as, then go and buy a badge and then show up at Origins with your vaccine.
Yes. And have fun.
And scan and go.
Yeah. Fabulous. Okay. So it is really important. I'm just kind of running this through my brain that as a GM, I do want to make sure anybody that's running an event, be it a seminar or workshop or whatever, you want to make sure you register for the event first and then get your badge.
Yes. You want to register for the events, put your events into the system, make sure they're approved, and get your code before you buy a badge.
Okay.
Get your code, get your events in and your code done before you buy a badge. That's very important.
I love a good flow chart, so this is helping me out. Thank you.
Flow chart would be great. That's a good idea. We should think about that. That is a very good idea.
Yeah, making a nice simple PDF graphic. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And then everybody benefits from the perks, right? As long as you are running an event.
Anybody who is doing events gets the perks. Awesome. So, the only difference is clubs. Okay. The clubs run slightly different than your standard GM perks, because if you are a club, we're going to take the roster first. So to use an example of that, I had a conversation with the club last week. If they inserted 350 hours of events, which a lot of the clubs, that's a drop in the bucket.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they have multiple GMs, and if your club roster is 100 people, if your club roster is 100 people, that's every person only running a 3.5 hour game.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's really easy to rack up that many hours. Yeah. So if you are a club and you enter 350 hours into the system, we will first take the 100 hours off to count for your roster.
Okay.
Before we start counting perks. Okay. And when you think about it, every hour you've given to your roster is $28.50 to your club.
Yes.
So now not everybody on that roster might attend. So if you need to trim your roster before you submit it to us, that's your business. We will only, we only give you the codes and take the hours for the roster you submit. Okay. So if you know these 50 people are not going to come because they've told you, maybe ask your club ahead of time, are you vaccinated? And only submit the vaccinated people. Then you don't need as many hours and you'll get more perks on the back end. But because we give $28.50, up to $28.50 per person on that roster, we don't start accumulating the perks until after that roster is taken care of.
Okay, and that makes sense given the context too. Like, we don't know how many people are actually going to show up, so that works.
So you can do the research on your end and submit it so where it only is the people that will actually show up and take advantage of it. As long as you have over 15 people, you still can qualify for a club.
Okay.
I used to help run a club, fully support doing this. You know what I mean? Because, you want to earn as much as you can, but you also want to give everybody who needs it, the discount. So whatever works for you, we'll work with. If you want to trim your roster, we're fine. You just have to. We're not going to talk to your club members that you got trimmed. You have to do that.
That's on the organizer. Yep,
that's on the organizers.
Okay.
By the way, I do love your background with the crit from last year.
Is it really cute?
So much better than my boring Origins banner.
Well, it's so funny. I had that banner. I've been using that banner for ever. So I just got this one from Adam today and I'm really in love with it. It's so cute. I want this as a t-shirt.
That was last year's and you still can order them on the website.
Oh.
I believe they're still up on the website.
Oh, no, don't tell me these good things.
I would need to go to hold on.
Yeah, not me just going on the website right now.
The t-shirts are gone.
I waited too long. I didn't even know they were available. Heck. It's okay. 2022. I'm going to get the t-shirts for this year.
I just keep seeing the eyeball of Crit next to you and it's it's so adorable. So.
Oh, it's just peering over my shoulder.
Yeah. Doing that magic in the background.
Yeah.
So anything else I can tell you about badge registration?
Yeah. So let's say I'm a volunteer. How does that work? That might be a completely separate conversation, but if any little bit of information you can provide will be useful.
No, it's you want to volunteer before you get your code and before you buy your badge. You want to get your volunteer code before you buy your badge. On the page, let me look at what graphics I have sent so that I can, on the buy a badge page.
Yep.
Okay. On the top banner, it says volunteer. There's home, attend, host, volunteer. If you click volunteer, you will get to a screen that, so I'm going back to where I can actually see you. You'll get to a screen that gives you volunteer options. We have different areas where, are you going to try and apply to work at registration? Do you want to work events? Do you want to work paint and take? We have different areas where, try and go for your skills.
Yeah, what you're actually going to enjoy.
For everybody, right? Mm-hmm. I will tell you, your shift needs to be approved. So before you can sign up for all you want to until I get in there and approve it. It's not official, but we have enough volunteer spots that if you want to volunteer, I got a spot for you. Awesome. Maybe not in the spot you want, but I got a spot for you. I need enough people at registration and security and that we need enough volunteers. Especially if you want off hours, we have security that you want to volunteer at 3 a.m. I got a spot for you.
What?
I got a spot for you at 3 a.m. if that's when your shift is good.
Okay.
So 24 hours a day, we need volunteers.
Damn, that's a lot of space to cover. So that's perfect.
So yeah, and that's one of the harder shifts is the middle of the night. People kind of want to crash, but
it depends on the person, some people.
But I still need because we want to make sure that the convention stays secure and that the doors are watched. And so we need a volunteer in the middle of the night too.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so but you go to that button and you click which ones you want, and about once a week I will be going in and approving and sending out codes. But it I won't probably start for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Just so that, today is the 8th, and it will probably be 2 weeks before people start getting their shifts approved.
Nope, that's very valid. And if folks have any questions for you, how can they reach you again?
Cynthia.tuck@gamma.org.
Fabulous. And again, setting up expectations for folks. Do not expect a response right away. 2 weeks is not a lot of time to wait. We've got a lot we're working on. So Cynthia and
and just to be honest, I'm out of the country next year.
I mean, I know I was trying to find a way to be like,
I know, I'll just throw it out there. So, that I really can't do it next week. So I'm trying to get everything set before I leave. So you will be getting an away message if you message me next week. So
the out of
look for me on the Dice Tower cruise.
Oh, that's the one that you're going on?
I'm going on the Dice Tower cruise next week. So sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Can't get you your badge information next week.
For a good reason. But the wait will be worth it.
I will be sure to put in extra hours to get it out as soon as I get back. So and if you're watching this video after that, I'm on it as quickly as I can. And I'll be doing it more than once a week.
That is very valid. That is so excellent. Well, is there anything else that folks should probably know about badge registration? Because I think we covered a good chunk of it.
Covered it. Yeah. It is one of the easiest systems I've ever worked with. Seriously? And I've been going to conventions for 10, 15 years. And I have to say, I love personally registering for this was easy. Because I had to register for my badge too. So I'm in the system already. Now mine is a staff badge, but I had to go through the same system everybody else did. And it was like, oh, that was really easy. So, I really have a lot of faith in this system, and the TTE people are fantastic to work with. So yay to tabletop events.
That's so good. I'm actually just browsing really quickly. There's an FAQ about the badge registration. Also, folks, there is an FAQ. I love a list of information that I've already probably asked, but I need to be reminded of again. And we've covered absolutely everything on this, except the only thing that I noticed in here, which is kind of neat. No cash. You can't use cash anywhere.
Oh, good point. Well, no, you can use cash at Exhibitors and the Origins merch store.
Okay.
We will not take cash at registration.
Okay.
We're only taking credit at registration. We can't take. We'll only be taking credit in where the authors are. We'll be selling Anthology in the same room as the authors, and which is finding a new name, but it's still in the air. But we're going to be selling Anthology there. Which, if you have never gotten a copy of Anthology, I got last year's copy and thoroughly enjoyed it, so I recommend getting a copy.
Heck yeah.
But so anywhere that Gamma is in charge of it, we are not taking cash due to COVID, and there wasn't the demand for it. We can, so bring a credit card, a prepaid Visa card. If you don't want to get a credit card, a prepaid Visa card, you can pick it up at Giant Eagle
or get a friend with a credit card and pay them in cash.
Absolutely. I've done that for people. So, yes. But if you don't want to depend on anybody and you want to be sure you're ready at the site, because that prepaid Visa card, you can also use at a vendor too.
Oh, brilliant.
Because you can use a Visa card wherever a Visa card can be used. So, the vendors in the exhibitor hall will have their own rules. Most of them will take cash, but I can't speak for them. They will make their own decisions on the cash for them. So I'm glad you brought that up, because we didn't take it in 2021.
Okay.
And with COVID continuing and just how easy it went in 2021, we, one more thing about registration.
Yeah.
Sorry, thinking about 2021, I thought of it. Generics.
Yeah, that was a thing last year.
You were told in 2021 that your generics will work in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
They will still work for the premium events that are requiring the upcharges. So that extra special RPG or that tournament, your generics will still work for those upcharged premium events that are happening in 2022. So if you have generics, bring them.
Perfect. Well, that's excellent. All right, so let's do a little bit of a recap.
All right.
Should I or should you?
Why don't you go and we'll go from there.
Okay, so registering for your badge, incredibly easy. You can buy a badge for any of the days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Wednesday and Sundays are rather short days, so keep that in mind. I was on a really good flow and then I just lost it.
You can get a Vig Badge if you want to spend a little extra and get something a little extra for yourself. Get a little something for you on the side. You can get a Vig Badge. Child badges, the child needs to be vaccinated. So if they are under 5 years old, they cannot attend. And it just looks like an extra special weekend with grandma. Just joking, or whoever is the appropriate caregiver for your child.
We have
no dogs, which
no dogs. That's a good thing to know.
No, if they're a service dog, they can come. But
okay, but don't just bring my problematic dog.
I can't bring my dog, so so that child can't come either,
right? Educators, military, and club discounts are available.
Apply online. There's a link online on the badge page. Get your code before you buy your badge.
Get your code before you buy your badge. Big one.
If there's any kind of a discount you're expecting, get your code before you buy your badge.
I know we talked about this last week, and badge prices are a little bit more expensive, but that is because they include so much more. So do not worry. You are getting a lot more than what it's worth in that badge, and it's going to be so worth it.
All the ribbons are included. Most of the events are included. It's a good deal.
It's really good. Make sure you wear your badge. Do not lose it. Do not leave it somewhere and be like, oh, I just left it in my hotel room. I don't want to go. Gotta go get it. Go get it.
You will be buying another one if you lose your badge.
Mm-hmm.
You can get as many vac checks as you want. We will check your vaccine and give you a new wristband as many times as you need.
Yeah, and I think that's the bulk of it. If you are running an event as a GM or other, make sure you register for your events first. And then after that is all settled, then you can look into badge registration.
Absolutely. And one side note, if you're an exhibitor or a GAMA member and you're watching this video, exhibitors will be sent information on how to get their exhibitor badges. GAMA members will be sent information on how to get their 2 free members badges. So if you are a retail store and are not a GAMA or a publisher or anything and are not a GAMA member and would like 2 free badges to Origins, you get those included with your membership, and that information will be sent to GAMA members in the near future.
Perfect. So keep an eye on your emails for that. And I think
if you were expecting a code, check your spam, and if you didn't get it, email me.
I think that covers it. I
think so.
I think we did it. That was excellent. Thank you so much.
Anytime. I love talking about Origins. I'll talk about Origins anytime.
Yay. I'm so excited. I can't even wait for summertime. I just wanted to be here already.
I just want the snow to melt.
All right. Well, before we sign off, I'm going to take up about 2 more minutes of your time, just asking a series of really silly questions about your convention experiences.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Where was the first convention you attended? A game convention.
That was it was a small convention called AnCon. And I'm trying to remember it's in Richfield type area up in Northeast Ohio.
Okay.
That was my first convention I ever attended. Followed quickly on the heels by an Origins.
Yay. Everybody's been pretty on point for Origins. Like one of their top 3 cons they first went to was Origins.
Well, Northeast Ohio, it was the premier. It's the biggest in Northeast Ohio. It's so easy to get to.
Yeah.
That why not go for the good stuff? Right?
I love that. That makes sense.
Yeah. But somebody took me to a small little game con first, so you know.
Those are nice. My first one was a little tiny con.
There was sometimes those are they're great.
People. Yeah, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
If you could bring one animal to a convention, what would you bring?
I would bring my floof Sunday.
Yes.
She is 23 pounds of fur.
Oh my goodness.
So that's who would come with me if I was allowed.
I love that. What fuels you when you are either working or playing games? Water, caffeine, or other?
Caffeine.
Yeah.
Caffeine. Okay. Even my water has caffeine in it right now. Bubbly caffeinated.
Oh, yep. You know what? You're getting some hydration and then it diuretics out.
Absolutely.
That's not how it works.
My caffeine and bubbly water, which the majority is my soda stream, but caffeine and bubbly water. Those are my, Yeah.
I love that. Do you ever cosplay at conventions?
No, I'm usually busy working.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. I mean, I have been coming to conventions for a long time, but other than I've either been doing demos or I used to be a convention manager. So I've been working convention and I love it. I love every moment of it. So it is not poor pity me. It is, I have loved every, experience. So that's part of what fuels me. So no. So it's wonderful. I love working conventions.
I really love that. Okay, well, this is a very relevant question. What is your convention travel wear? Is it a backpack? Is it a suitcase? Is it a fanny pack? What's your go-to?
It has only just become a backpack. Previously, I didn't really have one. It might have been a small little bag. Everything, it was like, if it can't fit in your pockets. But I have started taking a backpack or it was like a shoulder bag.
Okay.
I did have the shoulder bag because it for the few things that, but yeah, I tend to travel kind of light, and being placed in one area and having a booth or something like that, I had a bag under the table. Yeah. So under the table was this. So everything that needed to go with me any places was in the pockets. But before the convention even opened, under the table was my stock of cough drops, spare deodorant, all that, all the things you might need, because I've been more than one man's convention wife. So I did have a bag under the table, but that's probably why I carried it light, was because it was already in its location. So.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. I really like that. Do you ever decorate your lanyard?
Only with a few pins, but no, I tend to be straight up, man. Straight up.
All right. Keep it simple and clean. What is your favorite board game?
I don't really have one. It varies so much. What's my mood? Do I want something light? Do I want something heavy? Okay. Who am I playing with?
Yeah.
What I want to play with one person might not be what I want to play with another person.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends that don't have AP and friends that do have AP, analysis paralysis. What I want to play with, if I'm sitting down to a table where 3 of the 4 of us have analysis paralysis, I tend not to. But if the other 3 players do, I might not want as heavy of a board game because that will be a 2-hour board game that's a 6-hour board game.
Yes.
I might want something a little lighter, but or if they're great conversationalists, I don't care. But so it's, who am I playing with? What is my mood? So I have a list of games, but I don't have this is my absolute favorite board game.
Okay, that's fair. And then finally, what is your all-time favorite part of conventions? Is it meeting people? Is it just running everything? Yeah, okay, I like that.
It's the people. I mean, I started volunteering and then it moved into, convention manager, but, and now I'm with Gamma, but it is the people and the meeting the people. And I do have that little bend of organization. So getting things organized to try and make it run as, but because you want the people to have a good time.
Right.
So, so that, yeah. And the introverted me likes to do it behind the booth or the game, so
that way you're socializing, but there's enough space.
It is. It's the helping run and the volunteering soothes the introvert in me, but the extrovert in me loves being out there and meeting all the people. So it is all about. I got into board games because of the people, because it was a great way to interact with people. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So it is truly all about the people.
Heck yeah. All right. Well, Cynthia, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Origin Spotlight. I guess, yeah,
it
folks,
is always a delight.
Yeah. I'm going to send more people your way. If they have any questions, they can contact you at cynthia.tuck at, or what is it? I almost had it.
Gamma.org.
Gamma.org. Okay.
Yeah. Cynthia.tuck at Gamma. The dot is important.
It is.
At gamma.org. So.
Okay. Well, I can't wait for you to get all those questions. And I can't wait for everybody to sign up. This convention is going to be amazing.
It is just, yes, we're vaccinated. Yes, we're wearing masks, but we're back to doing things we love.
Right.
And we're doing it safely.
With the people we love. Just people.
Absolutely. If 2021 in September can be as good as 2021 is, imagine what 2022, bigger and back in June. We're back in June.
Yes.
So, yeah. So it's going to be even bigger and better. So.
Fantastic. Well, thank you everybody for joining me. And we will be back next Tuesday talking about some more and fantastic topics to make sure your Origins Game Fair goes off without a hitch. Until then, we will see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.